What is going on, guys? Your Newport City Nightmare back with you once again on this Saturday afternoon. And of course, we are doing the Newport City Nightmare podcast. And of course, we're going to be reviewing this week Raw, NXT, and SmackDown. Of course, we do this every Saturday. We're going to be doing this every Saturday on the podcast. Of course, last Saturday was a bit, as you've seen, it was a bit, I wasn't great last Saturday, but we're better. So we're going to review Raw now. I said these reviews, I'm going to be doing them the day after they actually happen. So you'll get them fresh in your mind. Obviously, they all come up on a Saturday. So let's kick off Monday Night Raw from Washington, D.C., 13th of November, 2023. And we kick off with Cody Rhodes. And the funny thing about Cody kicking off Monday Night Raw, he's at the Capital One Center, and just over 4 years ago was the debut of one AEW Dynamite. In what arena? The Capital One. So Cody comes out and he says that he can't wait for War Games. Of course, he's had so much history in this arena. Of course, like I said, AEW Dynamite kicked it off 4 years ago, just over 4 years ago. He's Sammy Guevara, of course. And he comes out and introduces all the guys who's going to be on his team. Well, I imagine it's going to be 5-man, but we'll find that. I'll give you a bit of a thing on that later. So he introduces, first who comes out is, first comes out is Jey Uso. Obviously, thunderous ovation for Jey. And then we have Sami Zayn. Again, thunderous ovation. And then finally, they're singing this song. The World Heavyweight Champion, Seth freaking Rollins, comes out. And he said he can't wait to take it to the Judgment Day. And with that, here comes the Judgment Day. Without Rhea, of course. And they're talking and basically, slagging each other off and all this. And then it all goes to hell. No, it doesn't yet. That's after this match. So, we then set up a match between Seth Rollins and Sami Zayn against JD McDonough and Dominic Mysterio. It's a good little match, back and forth and stuff. Seth doing dives, Sami doing dives and stuff. We had a buckle, then Seth hit the buckle bomb, going into the thing. Oh, buckle bomb's going to go for the stomp. No, doesn't go for the stomp. He, Priest and Finn come out, and is a DQ. Everyone fights. Everyone's going nuts. Rhea's out there and everything. And then Adam Pearce comes out and screams, "This ain't happening. This ain't happening." And he continues to scream and scream and scream. And then Pearce, yeah, we are on the right thing. Bear with me, guys, because I got too many notes from this show. So Pearce basically says, everyone is going to be banned from the arena for the main event tonight, and we will get a definitive winner in this matchup for the World Tag Team Championships. With that, Rhea is coming out saying, "No, this can't happen. This can't happen." Pearce don't run Monday Night Raw. She does. So, yeah, right. Okay, we've heard that. We've heard that before. And with that, obviously everyone stops fighting. Everyone goes. And Rhea continues to say she runs Monday Night Raw. Pearce is a prick and all this. And then Zoe Stark comes out. Of course, Zoe Stark will face Rhea Ripley for the World Women's Championship, I should say. Let's say Raw Women's Championship, man. At Survivor Series. Mammy said she's always on top. And she goes to hit Zoe Stark. And Zoe ducks under and she misses her. And of course, that's going to be a big matchup coming up at Survivor Series. I think that's going to be a really good matchup as well. Looking forward to it. We then have Nakamura doing a promo in Japanese saying he wants to call someone out. They don't say who it is, so imagine we're going to find out who that's going to be in the next couple of weeks. We then continue in backstage. Seth and Cody have a chat saying we need to get on for one night and one night only. And, it looks like it's going to happen. Seth has said, yeah, it's going to happen. We're going to get on. And that's the end of the news. We then go into the ring. It's Otis versus Nakamura one-on-one. Not exactly the best match in the world, but, you know, can you expect much? Otis had some big moves in this matchup, though. And he come close a few times again to win. But in the end, you had a King Shasta off the top rope to the back of the head of Otis. Then another King Shasta to the back of the head. And then finally, the one right to the skull. And Nakamura gets the 1, the 2, and the 3. But who is Nakamura's talking about? I wonder who that's going to be. I don't even know. You know, God knows. But you know, I'll have a little think about it. We could find out who that's going to be. We then go backstage once again. Drew McIntyre walks up to Seth Rollins saying, I didn't do what I wanted to do last week. I want to, you know, I should have done this after our match at Crown Jewel 9 days ago. And he shakes his hand. So, Drew being the better man. And, yeah, a nice Drew being the better man. Oh, was he? But we'll get into that. We then had a nice video package for the Welsh Wizard herself, Tegan Knox, which I enjoyed, being a Welshman. And I think Tegan, you know, these packages for Tegan, building her up, the crowd don't know her that well, because obviously she was great in NXT and in the Mayo Classic and stuff, but if you're not a follower of NXT, you're not going to know you. So that's the thing. And she goes one-on-one with Piper Niven in this matchup. Piper was basically squashing the entire match, really, because that's what happens. We had Chelsea get taken down by Natalya halfway through the match. It was a nothing match, really. And Tegan hits the world's shiniest wizard. She kicks out of that. Piper goes for a move, misses, and then Tegan rolls her up with a crucifix to get the win, which I thought was pretty good. Nice to see Tegan getting a win. Of course, now she's going to, I imagine she'd go on to face Chelsea and then her and Natalya fight for the tag titles against Niven and Chelsea Green. We then have Miz in the back, getting interviewed, interrupted by Ivar. Ivar saying Miz was lucky last week. Ivar should be going for the title. Bronson Reed comes out, gets in the face of both men, and then gets in the face of Ivar. Ivar pushes him in the face, pie faces him, and then by the time he come back, you had whatever her name is, Logan, whatever her name is, Sarah Logan, whatever, what's her name again? I can't even think of her name. That's going to do my head in. Valhalla. There we are. Valhalla comes in the face and Bronson's like, yeah, I ain't getting involved with her. I'm not going down for the abuse on a woman. So they stay down with both men. When we come back into the arena, it is Tommaso Ciampa and Johnny Gargano on the way to the ring. Ciampa is going to go one-on-one with Ludwig Kaiser of the of Imperium. And we go to a breakdown, we come back, and it was a good little match. You know, they've had matches in NXT as well, NXT UK. Obviously, they've been wrestling each other for years. So it was a good little back and forth. We've seen good moves from Kaiser, good moves from Ciampa, of course. We nearly hit that DDT Kaiser did. Giovanni Vinci was escorted away from ringside by the referee and then come back, hits a drive-by on Johnny Gargano. This distracts Ciampa, and Kaiser gets the win with a roll-up. So not a great start for the tag team of DIY in the last couple of weeks. Of course, they won their first match against Imperium. Then they lost to the Creeds, and now Ciampa loses. So not great, but hopefully they can get back into the thing. Judgment Day chat at backstage now as we come back from break, and basically saying that JD McDonough should be in the Judgment Day, which I totally agree. They're stalling on that. It's been 6 months since JD McDonough debuted on the main roster. Just at the night after, I think it was the night after WrestleMania, if I'm not mistaken. And he's finally in the Judgment Day. After all this, he's finally in. I wonder if they're going to put... Well, we'll get there in a minute. We then have... You're saying Priest is actually going to be the leader for the War Games. For the War Games match, Priest is going to be known as the leader. Which... Yeah, that's about right. That should be a thing. So well done to Damian Priest for being the leader of the Judgment Day. Now, Xia Li approaching the ring. Well, Xia Li's been doing a lot lately. Of course, she's on NXT next week. She's facing the champion. Lyria Valkyria, whatever the fucking name is. I said we will do the NXT report this week as well. I'll come straight after this. We'll also get into it. I'll be doing my This Day in Wrestling as well at the end of the show. So that'll be every show. I was going to do it just on Mondays, but it's going to be every show, I think. So, Xia Li versus Indy Hartwell. This was nothing. They're trying to get all these women on these shows that were on in NXT. You know, Tegan, Piper Niven, Chelsea, Indy Hartwell, Xia Li. I like Xia Li, but she's been off TV for months, and then she's back. So I know what they're trying to do, but it's going to take them a lot longer than a couple of weeks. That's all I'm saying. Indy, literally, Xia was all over Indy. And Indy's a big girl, man. She's a tall bird. She did hit the spine buster at one point, though. Xia Li now hits a different variation of that kick she's been doing over the last couple of weeks. She took out Becky. And the referee just stops the match. So Xia Li looking very strong in this match against Indy Hartwell. Indy, former NXT Women's Champion, again, fucking squashed her. Moment the match ends, you hear Becky Lynch's music. She comes down, gets on the mic, and says, listen, this ain't gonna happen your way, it's gonna happen my way. Comes down to the ring, goes to hit her with a manhandle slam. Xia Li comes out, escapes, and Becky gets back on the mic again, just after that happened, and said, all right, you want to play it that way, do you? You want to play it that way? All right, next week, me and you, one-on-one. So we're going to have Becky and Xia Li next week on Monday Night Raw. That's going to be interesting. But then back in the back again, just before Miz's matchup here against Ivar, Gunther saying, you got no chance, I know who you are, I know what you're capable of, Miz, but you got no chance at Survivor Series. So obviously Miz Gunther Survivor Series. Miz says, you forget who I am, I'm a former WrestleMania main eventer and all this, whatever. Ivar makes his way to the ring for the match, and then we go right back, of course, because this happens on Raw every week. Right back to the backstage again after the break. And we have, I think it was Zoe Stark and thing to begin with. Shayna. Shayna saying, hope she wins, hope she beats Rhea at the pay-per-view at Survivor Series. Then Raquel comes in. Raquel says, I know we've had our differences and stuff. You eliminated me last week in the Battle Royal, but I want you to win. Nia comes in then and says, I've squashed you all and all this. And goes face-to-face with Raquel Gonzalez, or Rodriguez, or whatever the fuck her name is. And we find out later that they will be facing next week. But I don't know. Raquel, she's good, but is she going to be able to, have a good match at Nia Jax? I don't know. Then The Miz comes to the ring. And like I said, it was all Ivar openings, all Ivar all over him, hitting the big moves, the big slams. And then just before the break, Bronson Reed comes out with a steel chair. You're thinking, here we go, another distraction, which seemed to be a bit of the theme for this show, was distractions and shit finishes. Which I understand why they do it, WWE, because it's like they don't want people getting pushed in. Their push being not happening, but man, AEW does it as well. It's distraction finishes after distraction finishes. Fucking shit. But you live and learn. And like I said, we come back after the thing, and I think he hit him with that big, world strongest slam off the rope. Did Ivar when we come back. And then Bronson Reed distracts Ivar, and of course the Miz rolled him up. So yeah, another distraction finish. It's no point even fucking arguing about it now. It's fucking shit. They shouldn't be doing so many of these fucking finishes, but they're doing it, and that's the way it is. And then we come back, we go into the backstage again. Triple H loves his backstage fucking things, doesn't he? Just loves his backstage little angles, which is good. I'm not denying it, but I think it's a bit overcome. And he does welcome JD McDonough to the Judgment Day, gives him his little jacket. Finn's happy. Hey, happy days, you've finally done it. And then Finn and Damian ready for their tag team championship match. But before that, obviously the main event is the tag team title match. Yeah, fine. Main event is the tag team title match, of course. But we go backstage. Gunther. So it's looking like he's happy at both members of Imperium. And Ludwig Kaiser's just going, you know what, that's how I can do it and stuff. I was like, well, we weren't talking to you, mate. We weren't talking to you. I was talking to Giovanni. Well done, Giovanni. You know, you using your brain for once. And then he just stares down Ludwig Kaiser and walks away. And Ludwig is like, it says something in fucking German or Italian or whatever it is. And is that going to be a thing? Are they Ludwig going to go away from Imperium, maybe? I think Ludwig Kaiser got all the fucking potential in the world to be a singles Intercontinental Champion one day. I think he's got the look, you know, the moves. He's got everything. He then had this really stupid fucking segment, and I'm going to waste a bit of time on this. So, he had the Alpha Academy in the back with the Creeds, and they're saying, like, doesn't look like that your training methods are working now, Chad, says one of the Creeds. And he was like, you know, I'm not changing my methods. So yeah, we've won. We're undefeated on the main roster, said the Creed brothers. But this ain't wrong. And then they were like, oh, we think we should go for the tag team titles. And then the New Day come out. And then they go, oh, the New Day, and all, and then they got bloody what's her name? Ivy Nile and bloody thing on the side. Maxine Dupree on the side. And they're going on about like they want to be a tag team now. It's like, fuck off. This is just shit wrestling fucking bollocks. I know, but is there any need of this? It's like they're going to have a fucking number one contendership match for the tag titles. You can't be having teams going against the Judgment Day with this massive over fucking team, really serious, and then you've got Tozawa and fucking Otis bloody in the back, bloody won the tag title shot, and they're all bloody dancing. Do you know, I love my funny fucking things as much, but this was fucking bollocks. I'm sorry, and I shouldn't swear, but it was absolute trash. Right, anyway. So, we come back, of course, into the ring, and we break down next week matches. Next week will be one-on-one, one member of the Judgment Day team against one member of Cody's team. Winner gets the advantage for War Games. Very self-explanatory. Xia Li will take on Becky Lynch, like I said earlier, and Raquel will take on Nia Jax. So that's going to be next week on Raw. That's 3 matches made for next week. That's pretty decent for Raw. Like I said, they've been doing this the last couple of weeks. Good to see Triple H back in full power after Vince coming back a couple of months ago. But it's main event time. Cody enters, of course, to great fanfare. You know, I love Cody. He's the reason why I started doing my YouTube channel in the first place. But them fireworks, man. They must fucking waste some serious dough on them fucking fireworks. Jey Uso comes out then. Obviously, everyone's loving it. Doing a yeet, 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 yeet. Then the Judgment Day come out. And we go to break. Of fucking course we do. It's just these breaks, man. It's just, well, why they placed this like this? Oh, I shouldn't moan about this, should I? Well, we have great back and forth throughout the match. Cody goes for the Cody cutter. We have Damien hit like a tombstone variation, which was very, very nice. Going back, we've had dives throughout the ring. Cody went out the ring. Jey come out the ring with the dives and stuff. We then had a very good near fall, which was Jey and Cody, they do that 1D variation, Cody cutter. And Damien, straight in there, just gets in there just to break up the pin. Oh, should have been. What he should have done, Damien shouldn't have they should have kicked out right at the last, but obviously it is the 1D variation and it's only been kicked out at once. So, and that was obviously at WrestleMania. And then just after he comes out of that, Damian Priest hits the Safe for Heaven chokeslam on the fucking apron. Oh, that sounded, that looked nice, looked really nice. Then nowhere, Jay's on the floor. He's just been taken out by Finn. takes out Finn himself, and Drew McIntyre just stares at him. And bang! Claymore right in the face. Jay's out. Drags Jay back in the ring. Finn covers Jay. 1, 2, 3. Still your tag team champions. The Judgment Day. Now, heel turn alert is what I wrote down in my notes. Now, you could argue that this is not a heel turn from Drew because he hates Jay anyway. So Judgment Day, they're celebrating and everything. Drew walks up the ramp. Cody's fucking furious. Jay's furious. Drew's just standing there, and Rhea comes out. Right at the top. Heel. He's a heel now. He's definitely a heel. Rhea goes right next to Drew and just fucking smiles. And we go off the air. And what a great ending to Raw. It was a right show. You know, it was fucking special. Didn't expect it to be. You got a pay-per-view next Saturday. You know, these people who think you're going to get 5-star matches up and down the card like you do on AEW, you're not getting that. And that's just the way Raw is. It's a 3-hour show. You got to pace it. So I still wish that they had the 2-hour shows Raw, but that's the way it goes. And that, my friends, was the Monday Night Raw. And Monday Night Raw review. Review. We're going to get on to NXT in just a minute. But before we get into NXT, I just want to tell you about the ratings for Monday Night Raw. This past Monday, of course, it was 1.467 million, which is down from 1.52 from last week, which is not great. But like I said, it's only a bit of a drop, so that's a terrible rating though for Raw. Like I said, that's going on like one of its worst, and 0.44 in the 1849, whatever it is. 1849, so that's not great, but like I said, you still beat AEW ratings, of course, but I digress. So yeah, let's get on with this NXT review, and then obviously we'll go on to the SmackDown review after that. I said, if you can't tell, I am doing this bit by bit throughout the week, so it's just easier for me to do it like that. So we opened NXT with Chase U in the car park. Said he getting ready for their match, Andre Chase. Obviously, people are saying about JC Jane and stuff like that. Tony Stacks, I want to say that. Tony D and Stacks, I should say, make their way to the ring for their match with Andre Chase and Duke Hudson. Good little back and forth with this match, you know, it was nothing special, like, but like I said, NXT I haven't watched for a while, so it's like getting back into NXT is going to be a bit of an ask, but we'll go there. But, like next Saturday's one is going to be a bit hard because well, we'll get to that. So then we had we went through picture in picture. Duke Hudson, gotta be fair, he's really good. A powerplex then from Tony D and Stacks, which I really enjoyed. Close to. And the students started walking out on Andre Chase, which distracted him. And they hit the bada boom. Bada bing, bada boom. Did Stacks and Tony D. And they got the win. And they're new tag team champions. So that was interesting. Didn't expect that. They were only tag champions for what, 2 weeks? 2 weeks, 3 weeks? With Andre Chase and Duke Hudson, but what can you do? We then had Iron Survivor picks from Lita. She picked Roxanne Perez against Last Legend and Trick against Joe Coffey. Yeah, Dom in the back talking with Baron Corbin, which will come into the main event. Then I had this was crap. Supernova sessions with Noam Dar, or as you should call it, Alicia Fox. Yeah, whatever. Like I put down on my notes, do I have to watch this crap? It was just it's like gyrating and stuff like that. It was, but it did set up for next week. Chad Gable versus Noam Dar for the Heritage Cup, which will be a banger, I imagine. Then Roxanne Perez versus Last Legend, not a bad match. Metaphor was sent packing halfway through the match. A reverse torture act mine by Last Legend in this matchup. We had a good tope from Roxanne Perez. A face buster, like a wheelbarrow face buster by Roxanne Perez. Got a 2. And Latoya Jackson comes back 8 with a distraction. And then Kiana James takes it to Perez behind the referee's back. Last Edson takes a pair 1, gets the 1, 2, 3. She's going to the I Survivor Challenge and deadline. Then I had all the tag teams arguing, and then Stax and Tony D said, well, you're all going to have to get back to the line, and we're going to celebrate next week. Which is cool. Then I had New Valkyria giving a message to Xia Li. We then had the tea ceremony, which was cool but weird at the same time. It was like, I didn't know what to think of it. But it was a good little thing. So whatever. It was whatever, you know. Weird, I put down here, weird but cool. Trick and Mello's interview then. Trick saying he didn't meet with Mello last week. Yeah, we know this. This is going to be going into the feud, I imagine. We had Joe Coffey versus Trick. I love Booker T when he's on commentary for Trick. You didn't have the match straight away though. And had Gigi saying she wants Ariana Grace. Bron Breakker was then saying that he's going to take on. There's no Raws from last week, and Breakker said he's going to be in the. And then I think Dijak comes up to him and he said, Breakker said, after I finish with you, we'll be begging for retribution, which was brilliant. And then obviously then Trick comes to the ring, we have the match. They said Trick is a lot like Booker T, and that's down with me, I love it. Good back and forth between both. They said Joe Coffey's a great guy in the ring. Then a bookend for 2, which I like. Well, it's a Uranagi, but it's a bookend. It was a bookend. Gallus tried to get involved. Trick hits the big knee, and he's off the deadline. Left the deadline baby, as I said. So, yeah, big win for Trick. Like I said, Carmelo was involved as well, so it's nice to see. Wesley and Dragunov in the backstage area have a bit of a talk, and I think Wesley wants to be in that Iron Survivor. You got the Brawling Brutes coming out to take on OTM, which I've never heard of. They look really good. Baron Corbin then talking with Lexis King. Lexis King apparently was the one who attacked Trick, but as we're going to find out in the next couple of weeks, I think it's going to be Mello. Then I had OTM coming to the ring for their match against the Brutes, which they look like a decent team, so I think they're going to be a good team in the future for NXT. It was a hard-hitting affair. Both teams just beating the crap out of each other. A nice spin rock bottom by Ridge, which got a pop out of me. And then a double team DDT by the Brutes for the win. So the Brawling Brutes with 8 Sheamus. Of course, Sheamus apparently might be leaving WWE soon. So see what happens there. Joe Gacy in the backstage has a promo, very Bray Wyatt-esque. I liked it, but we'll see where Gacy goes from here because he's got no followers with him no more. Then I had my favourite part of the night because Gigi Dolan and a beautiful bum come out for her match with Ariana Grace. And Gigi, it weren't much to this match, it weren't great, but you can't expect that with Ariana. She's still green as fucking pepper trees. Small package driver, I think she calls the Gigi driver, for the win. Then I had a massive package for Von Wagner. And I think after the package, they were like, he was going to go for dinner or something and have like some kind of pasta. Yeah, whatever, kids. Eddie Thorpe was interviewed. He said he wants to be in the Iron Survivor Challenge. Was Regal's boy and Gulak were talking to him as well. So I think Regal's boy, I don't even know his name. I can't remember his name. They're going to be in a match with Eddie Thorpe next week. Chase then was mugged by paparazzi in the back, saying what's going on with Chase U. JC Jane in a car saves him, and they go off into the sunset. Iron Survivor Challenge is explained, and as we all know, it's basically the pack challenge, the 5-pack challenge they used to do years ago. Of course, it was a massive one at Unforgiven, I think. It was 2008, if I remember. And they're just saying that lots happening next week. We have the Women's Championship next week. Xia Li versus Lyra Valkyria for the NXT Championship. Chad Gable's going to take on Noam Dar in the Heritage Cup. For the Heritage Cup, I should say. Coming up next is our main event. Wesley against Baron Corbin. I'll be honest, most of the match was picture-in-picture and Baron Corbin all over Wes. He's on top of... Dom comes out for the match with Corbin. And Wesley hits Dom completely, keeps hitting Dom here. And then comes back into the ring and end the days 1, 2, 3. Baron Corbin gets the win. Of course, he's got a big match at Deadline with Ilya Dragunov. He continues to hit Wesley then, and then Ilya Dragunov comes out at the end of it. But he gets hit with the end of days as well. Baron Corbin stands tall, goes to the ramp, and Dragunov said, "That's me and you at Deadline." So that was NXT this week, which was very good in parts, very bad in other parts. But they did have NXT, they had 703,000 in the ratings and a 0.21 in the 18 to 49 demo. It's not bad for NXT. They could do better though. But like I said, I'm enjoying NXT. But like I said, it could be better. Coming up next on the podcast, we'll be looking at SmackDown. And there we're in the Wayward Machine once again for SmackDown last night, which I haven't watched completely, but we'll go through the results from SmackDown just quickly on this. Damage Control comes out to start off. We then had it's going to be War Games, so it's going to be Damage Control against Bianca, Shotzi, and Charlotte, and an unnamed partner. We'll find out in a minute. Road Dogg's on commentary as well. As I said, it's just going to be a quick rundown of SmackDown. We're going to do this day in wrestling. We're going to get the hell out of here, I think, guys. Said it was supposed to be a longer podcast, but things have gone away again as usual. But we won't be coming this Monday, but we will be back as promised next Saturday. So yeah, War Games was announced. You had a 3-team tag team match to determine the number one contenders for the tag team titles. Street Profits. Have a drink in a minute. The Brawling Brutes and Pretty Deadly. Street Profits get the win. Probably last year be happy with that one. We also had Dragon Lee versus Axiom. Now I've seen bits of this match and it's really good. Like I said, I'll give it another rinse over at some point today. Like I said, I'm running out of time in the day and I've got things to do, so we need to do this. So yeah, Dragon Lee gets the win, and he's going to be a star on SmackDown. He's going to be a star. Escobar then comes out, explains his betrayal of Rey Mysterio. Zelina Vega gives him a big slap right in the chops, which was nice to see. Well done, Escobar. Also, Grayson Waller beat Cameron Grimes. It's like, what the fuck have they done to Cameron Grimes? It's like, is there any need for this? Was he fucking shot someone? Anyway, Becky was announced then. She come out to help the faces. And then we had LA Knight in the main event against Jimmy Uso after the match. Well, LA Knight beat him with his move. And then Cody comes out to help LA Knight. We all know that's going to something. And then they go off the air on SmackDown. It's not about SmackDown this week. I'll give you the ratings report next week. I said we could do a Thursday podcast as well, just to wrap things up. Could be doing a quick podcast on Thursday as well, so look out for that. But it won't be Monday though. So that's going to do it, I think. We quickly go down the this day in wrestling segment. 1938, Jim Londis got a win. He beat Bruno Nakarokri, I think. Londis retired 8 years later, which is nice. 1992, we had WCW Clash of Champions 21. 1995, we had ECW November to Remember with the main event Funk and Dreamer. They beat Cactus Jack and Raven. Cool. 2001, we had Survivor Series 2001, one of my favourites. Of course, the end of the Alliance storyline. The Invasion storyline, I should say. 2007, Hell in a Cell, Batista versus The Undertaker. Of course, Edge interfered at the end of it, which was cool. 2012, The Shield debuted. Oh, God. 11 years ago now, The Shield debuted. Crazy. Crazy Roman Reigns has been on the main roster for that long. Big E, 2003 on Raw, Big E defeated Curtis Axel for the Intercontinental Championship. And 2018 Survivor Series, of course, it was the big match between Brock and Daniel Bryan. That was great. But yeah, that's this day in wrestling. Like I said, we will be doing no podcast on Monday because my internet's off at the moment, so I'm doing this all on data. So bear with me. But yeah, we will be back normal Saturday. But like I said, you could do a Thursday stream, and on Thursday we would basically tally the ratings, and we'll be doing Survivor Series 2003 review. Till next week, guys. Make sure you like the podcast, YouTube, Spotify, and all that. Give us a rating or whatever. And we'll be back next week with another version of the Newport City Nightmare podcast. And as always, guys, be the Newport City Nightmare. And I'll see you.